Hey guys, my name is Kevin. I'm one of the exercise specialists with the West Primary Care Network, and today we're here to talk about getting up from the ground. So we work with a lot of people in our exercise programs that haven't been down to the ground in several years. And basically we run into kind of the same conversation with each person, so we wanted to make a video about it. So a lot of people we work with don't get down to the ground for a variety of reasons, whether it's back pain, hip pain, knee pain, or maybe they're just fearful of getting down to the ground. A lot of the time it's like, what's the point? It hurts when I go down, so I'm not going to do it. And then 3 to 5 years goes by and they haven't been down to the ground in that long, and obviously you start to get kind of fearful of like, I don't think I can get up from the ground, so you don't try it. So this is a bit of an issue in our eyes. We want to train people to be able to have this skill, and we find that it makes people a lot more confident moving around when they feel like they have the ability to get up from the ground. So I'm going to teach you today how I think the best way to do it is, but realistically there is no one best way to do it. Everybody has different issues, whether it's your knee or your hip or your back, or maybe you have weak arms, weak legs, who knows. You will find your best way of getting up from the ground and whatever works for you through practice. So the keys to today, we're gonna use some equipment to help you basically make it easier for yourself. So the way I usually explain this to people is we'll do 2 scenarios. So scenario number 1, haven't gone down to the ground in a long time. One day by accident you trip and you have a fall. So now you're in pain, you're probably scared, maybe fearful of getting up, and you just haven't done it in a long time, so you don't know how. Option number 2 is you do it in a comfortable scenario with people around. You give yourself all the help that you could possibly give with pads on the ground, something to get up off of, slow and controlled. Do it on a good day when the sun is shining and you don't have much pain. But just make it a good positive scenario, and especially have someone around that can help you get back up. Whether it's a family, friend, relative, anyone that can help you get back up if you can't. But I haven't met anyone that wasn't actually able to on their own. And I make lots of people get down on the ground. So I'm going to show you how I think the best way to do it is. So basically I'll show you kind of how to get down to the ground, and then we'll get back up. So we're going to start by standing up. When you're doing this at home, I want you to find a couch, a coffee table, something sturdy and stable that is about knee height-ish, something that you can push up off of. So from here, the way we do it is basically take a big step backwards and get down onto your knee. And then we'll drop the other knee down, hands onto the ground from there, crawl back a little bit, and then we're gonna roll over to one side. It doesn't matter whichever one's better for you, onto your butt, and then we're gonna go down onto our elbow. Or really, this is all just guidance. However you get to this position, slow and controlled, is good by me. So now I'm here, I've fallen, I can't get up. So this is how you do it. So we're gonna put, whether I go to one side or the other, it doesn't matter, whichever is better for you. Arm, and I like to lay that leg straight, and then this leg just comes over top, and that should basically pull you this way. So now you're onto the side. This is called the recovery position. From here, shuffle around, and I like to place this hand either here or here, and push yourself up onto that elbow. Once you're up onto that elbow, basically hips got to go up into the air, and you're going to get onto your knees. So like that, up onto the knees. So now we're on all fours, and then we're going to crawl over to something that we can use to help us get up. So here we are, and then finally one leg out in front. So this part is hard for some people with less mobility in the knee and the hip. So the way to do it is walk your foot around, and most people can get their foot to there, whether it's on your left or your right side. From here, back toe goes up on the ground. It'll give us a little bit of leverage. The easy way to do this, and the way that you guys will probably do it first, is basically just think about sticking your butt up in the air. So pretend like there's a string on the back of your belt, and put your butt up in the air. It uses both legs, and then once we're here, walk your feet together, hand on your knee, and pull your hips through, stand up straight, okay? So that's the easier way. if you have done some of the exercise programs with me, I'm going to teach you how to use your glute muscle, and your leg muscle should be a lot stronger by the time you're done with me. So from there, squeeze this, and push yourself up. We should be using primarily, if we're using this as an exercise, this is called a lunge. We should be using mainly this leg, push up from there, and then up we go. So that's mostly using the one leg. The last way to do it that I've seen some people do that are just in desperation is they kind of go like this and like that, and then they weight on the front and they just kind of go like this. To be honest, I don't really care how you do it. I want you to practice it. I want you to find what way works best for you. My story as to how I kind of got into this and why this started becoming so important to me is I had a 93-year-old gentleman. He was working out with me at the YMCA. He was in one of my programs, and I wanted him to get down to the ground for some of the exercises, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Don't even. I mean, I'm 93. I'm already here. Like, you've gotten enough out of me. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll give that to you. So about 4 weeks into the program, I didn't see him, and he was a pretty regular guy. So I ended up seeing him 2 weeks later, and he came in and he told me this story. It was minus 40. He still owned his own business. He was an all-star. He owned his own business managing kind of equipment, like bobcats and trucks and stuff like that. So minus 40, he was walking around outside. He slipped and he fell, and he couldn't get back up on his own. He had to crawl 40 feet to find the nearest bobcat, and then he used the nearest bobcat to help him get back up, and inside he went. So needless to say, next time he was at my program, he said, okay, let's practice, let's try it. Within 4 weeks, he was able to get up from the ground on his own without any assistance. So the way that would look is, rather than using this, your hands are just here, and then the same kind of idea. You can walk around that leg. You can either put both hands on that leg or kind of in a sprinter stance. From here, simply put your butt up in the air, and then from there, walk your feet forward, and then up you go. So that's how he ended up getting up from the ground after 4 weeks of practice using something. So I believe that this is a skill you need to practice. It doesn't take very long to get really good at it if you do take some time and practice it. This is a great exercise. This is considered working out. This is a lunge, it's a plank, it's a push-up. It's a whole bunch of different exercises all combined into one. And it's an essential skill I think that every human being should have. So that's been how to get up from the ground. Thanks for watching.